Hey folks, what's going on? C Wit here, and we have another theme week coming up next week. As you can see on the screen, it is 90s week in League starting tomorrow, June 16th, to the end of the week, June 22nd. Specifically, it is 1996 for theme week. So, as you've seen from my other the original 60s theme week video, what this means is that League will be moving from the normal modern environment, which has been known, not officially, but generally known as around 2010, and instead we will be in the 1996 run environment. So, what does that mean for your team? Well, if you use baseball reference, you can look at kind of the difference between the two eras. And this is what you should kind of do anytime you have an era tournament. But for League, especially when there are, league totals and modifiers, it's very helpful kind of getting a sense of what the league totals are going to look like. So looking at the league totals, as we can see above, there are going to be more runs per game. Modern environment is around 4.4 runs per game. We are going to go up to 5 runs a game. So pretty big difference. There's going to be a lot more offense. You should be prepared for your pitchers to have worse runs allowed than usual. That's just the environment. You shouldn't be too worried there. Those extra runs come from a lot more singles. So as you can see, we have 6.29 singles as opposed to 5.88 in 2010. There's also a pretty big home run difference. So actually the BABIP is a little bit larger, but about the same. But just due to the fact that, extra home runs take, extra home runs take hits that aren't included in BABIP, and the BABIP is close to the same, it just adds more singles to the list. So be prepared for more home runs. There's slightly more stolen bases, but also slightly more caught stealing. So I don't particularly think that running more than usual is a winning proposition. There are more walks and fewer strikeouts. So maybe those I players will play up a little bit more. Slightly fewer strikeouts, but still a lot of strikeouts. So maybe, stuff will go down a little bit less. Maybe you can play some, lower void K guys, such as a Babe Ruth, but, those guys are still going to be at the high end of the strikeout curve. The biggest difference is going to be that for an entire year of League, there will be fewer amount of those numbers. There are more balls in play. So going along with, that BABIP, more balls in play, you probably want to control BABIP a little bit more than usual. Basically, at least in terms of pitching, kind of my thought process is, walks are up a little bit, home runs are up a decent bit, BABIP is up. So again, while strikeouts still exist, I think stuff is what I'm going to prioritize a little bit less than usual. However, of course, if more people do that, then more strikeouts will end up on the top of the curve. But it really is kind of, where you decide you want to beat things. Maybe it's time, maybe you want to be the one to take advantage of the big power and do like a big power park. Maybe you want to say, I want to, everyone's playing power. Let's reduce power. Let's do some big HRA pitchers and let's fight people that way. So I think this environment gives a bunch of different strategies that you can take. I think I'm going to be going personally. I think I'm going to be just kind of writing it as is for what I've done normally in League in terms of my bats and pitchers. Just trying to play good quality players. Maybe looking around the edges a little bit and thinking about, Gary Sheffield's probably going to play up a little bit more. He has, big power, walks a lot, doesn't strike out that much. He's definitely someone that could take advantage of the environment. we're also going to get a bunch of new 90s Clubhouse cards, as well as fun stuff in T4 and Twipped during the week. So pay attention to the OOTP channels for that information. And good luck in your 90s week.